both the governments have not announced any scheme officially so far. Whatever they have discussed is only in the discussion stage. No final scheme has been formalized and the modalities have not been finalized. So we discussed at length whether these can be treated as a standard asset during the current quarter itself. Out of the 1,000 and odd crores which you was talking about, 1,078 crores, about 686 crores are eligible accounts as per the government scheme announced by Andhra Pradesh government. One thinking was that we can treat them as a standard asset and later on when the government pays it will be okay. So the balance sheet could have been much better. But without any commitment from the government for payment of that amount, treating this as a standard asset does not appear to be in line with the good practices. So we have decided to go by the system generated NPA. These are all the accounts which have become NPA and neither paid by the farmer nor paid by the government as on date. So we are recognized as an NPA. When you recognize 1,000 crores as an NPA, as these are all agriculture accounts, we have to reverse the interest for the last 2 years. Interest reversal is to the extent of 304 crores, is it? 304 crores. So that is a very substantial improvement. Apart from that, we have provided 160 crores or something as a provision. So together the impact is almost 490 crores is the impact of this 1,300 crores of NPAs which have happened. When agriculture accounts are classified as NPA, same agriculture person, if he has borrowed a housing loan, if he has borrowed a car loan, if he has borrowed a personal loan, all these accounts are also treated as NPA, even though those accounts are paid up to date. Because if you have borrowed 3 accounts from a bank and one account becomes an NPA, all other accounts also become NPA. So as a result of this, what we call it as a percolated accounts, more than 300 crores has become NPA, adding to the agriculture problems. So almost 1,400 crores has become NPA because of the loan waiver scheme not getting crystallized as on date. Now, unless the government comes out with a clarity, we are very clear about one thing. The loan waiver is not a state government subject as such. Okay. The government can give a relief to the farmers by taking the responsibility of repaying the loans on their behalf.
Exactly.
The state government cannot instruct the banks to waive the loan because it is not the state subject. So what the state government was trying to get was that they were trying to get the reschedulement of the loans sanctioned during the last Kharif season.
Yes.
Because there were some problems in the Kharif season. Some pollen was there, some storm was there. Some farmers were affected really. So this scheme is to be implemented within 91 days of the implementation of the occurrence of the event. So at that time, not within 90 days, but immediately thereafter, we came out with the guideline. First, the district collector has to announce that it is a drought hit area. Anavari is to be announced. Then subsequently, the lead bank has to convene a meeting and we have to communicate, which we have done. In January 4th, we have communicated to the people that you can go for the refacement. And the banks have also invited the farmers for refacement at that point of time. As farmers were expecting a loan waiver, nobody has come forward for taking the refacement at that point of time. What the government is trying to do now is that, okay, farmer has not taken at that point of time. Now with a delay, you reschedule the loans now. We will pay the loans in future. That is what the government was asking. It is not entire amount. It is out of the 35,000 crores and odd which we are talking about. Only 6,000 crores is eligible for that kind of a refacement if at all RBI approves. 1,000 crores for the entire country. For Andhra Pradesh alone, how much? 13,000 crores is to AP and 7,000 and odd crores to Telangana. That is total exposure. SSG is 4,400 crores. 4,400 crores for the Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana together. Anyway, Telangana, there is no question of this. SSC is not being discussed at Telangana. Yeah. It is only the Andhra Pradesh. SSC, one good thing, SSCs have started paying now. Because we have told them that if at all a loan waiver is coming tomorrow, it takes care of the loans even which are closed subsequently, provided it is outstanding as the cut-off date. Now the cut-off date is almost concluded. They are talking about 31st March of 2014. So we advise the SSCs, you go ahead and repay the loans. We got very good repayments in the past few days in the SSC accounts. Whereas in the farmers account, farmers have not started repaying in any case. Okay, they are all still waiting for clarity on the loan waiver scheme at this. Now, as we are saying, we were expecting 3% as our target is 3% for the whole year. Because it has come down to 2.14 during the current quarter. mainly because of the interest reversals which have happened on a very large way in this case. It is slightly different. An agriculture account becomes an NPA only after 2 years. When we reverse the interest also, we have to reverse the 2 years interest which we have collected from them, which we have charged to them. In fact, we had 3 harvesting seasons also last year in some of the areas in Andhra Pradesh. That is one reason why RBI is reluctant. Even though Kharif was not good enough, subsequently the late rains have picked up and the Rabi season was really good. The farmers are having sufficient balance in their accounts. For the farmers have the means to pay. That is what RBI is trying to say. Apart from that, there are many other state government elections which are due now. So if this model is followed by other state governments, the credit discipline for the country as a whole will be spoiled. So from what we are learning, RBI is not likely to give a permission for reschedulement for any of the state governments.
Beyond your expectation?
Credit growth, we are seeing some improvement now. You have seen about 14.5% is a year-on-year growth. First quarter, we have never grown in the past for many years. But this year, during the first quarter, we have improved by around 6,000 crores. So credit growth is that way. First quarter is a good quarter for us. Credit growth is not a problem. Incremental new NPAs, there was a major account which we are recognized during the current year as a NPA to the extent of about 490 crores. Apart from that, there are about 10-12 accounts above 50 crores have slipped into it. As a result, there is about 800 odd crores of NPAs in the corporate segment. And SME also, the NPAs has gone up. Our agriculture NPA was less than 3% for quite a long time. It was around 2.5%. Today we have come to 8% as agriculture NPA. That is very, very substantial for a bank like ours. So majority contributed by agriculture, some portion by SME, and equally large portion by the mid corporates also. But as far as mid corporates is concerned, there is nothing more in the pipeline. There are very few accounts which may show some symptoms of sickness, which has to be observed in the next quarter. So last quarter also we said there may be some spillover for the next 2 quarters, but subsequently it should stabilize. We don't expect the NPAs to come up in a big way.
Any signals?
There is one good thing happening in the power sector. There was a deal happened between the JP Power and the Reliance Group, Reliance ADA Group, where 12,000 crores they are buying the assets of the JP Power. These are all good assets. They are not NPAs in my books. They are all good assets, but there is a deal which has happened. We have lent for all the 3 projects. We will be getting back the money from the JP Group now. But subsequently, because of this deal, there are a lot of deals possibilities coming up in the market. I was in Delhi 2 days back. Mr. Anil Ambani was also in Delhi, and Mr. Gautam Adani was also in Delhi. These are all the major acquirers in the markets. There are a lot of buyers emerging for the power projects today. So we may find some solution for the power companies which got stuck in the stressed asset. And like JP, there are many groups, even our own groups in Andhra also, willing to sell the power assets. I expect some Chronicle, we have taken possession of one property in Bangalore. So we were fighting for 2 properties. One is in Bangalore, another is in Chennai. There were court cases going on for the Deccan Chronicle is resisting our taking possession. But we have recently taken possession of the Bangalore property. Now we will bring it for auction and we will go ahead with the sale of the property. Chennai property, still some litigation is there that is to be sorted out before starting the sales. As far as agriculture is concerned, we are very clear. Unless the farmer repays a loan, either the farmer repays a loan or the government repays a loan, we will not be in a position to give fresh loan to the farmer for this current Kharif season. There cannot be a second loan given when the first loan is outstanding. There is no provision for it in our rules. If the government can pay the loan, they can pay me and I will pay the loan.
Okay.
I will tell you what I can do. What our suggestion to the government, both the governments, is that, see, government cannot repay the loan, both the governments, for the simple reason budgetary provision is not there. Particularly in Andhra Pradesh government, we have budget deficit. Okay, so government do not have the resources as of now to repay these loans. Government may find the resources. They have appointed a committee already by selling the red sandals which they are talking about, or by discounting some of the future receivables. A committee has been appointed. Probably they may find the ways to repay this loan. If they raise 35,000 crores money and repay us, good enough. Government has 100 ways of raising money. Otherwise, what we were telling was that ask the farmers to repay the loan. Okay, because in our belief, most of the farmers have the capacity to repay the loan. Last year, Rabi season was good, and they are verifying this Aadhaar number and other things. They avoid the multiplicity of loans. They decide if it is one loan per family, they will decide. We are linking it to the Aadhaar number, Pata number and other voter number, all kinds of identity. So duplication and misutilization will be avoided. Afterwards, they will choose which are all the accounts which are eligible for it, and they can issue a passbook to the customer mentioning this is your eligible amount. For example, a borrower who has borrowed 1 lakh rupees, outstanding 1 lakh rupees on the day, 1 lakh rupees will be entered in the passbook and given to the farmer. And over a period of 5 years, every year the government can afford to pay 20% of it. So if he has 20,000 rupees for the current year, 20,000 for the next year, like that 5 years if the government pays, that may be manageable within the budgetary provisions. This is the suggestions which are given to both the governments. This is a practical solution where government cannot, need not raise resources in extraordinary ways. Over a period of 5 years, it can be paid, because then only your capacity will be there. FRBM will not be affected. That is a major thing. You raise the right point, because if the government guarantees by loan, if the government says tomorrow, I will pay your loan, you reschedule it, it becomes a part of the FRBM Act, it becomes a government commitment. Government do not have the room for committing that kind of, FRBM Act restricts about 13,000 crores is a borrowing power for the Andhra Pradesh. So that is required for the budgetary provisions also, for even for paying the salary. So when you are giving a passbook and paying over a period of 5 years, it can be treated as a welfare measure. That is what people are suggesting. I am not very familiar with that. But when I consult the experts, they say that it can be treated as a welfare measure kept outside the FRBM Act. Government is evaluating. Government is evaluating that option also, because I don't know. I have not got any decision from the government. So farmer has to repay the full amount, and he has to get it over a period of 5 years. Farmer will not be affected, because if he repays his 1 lakh rupees loan to me today, so within a week's time I will be giving him 1,10,000 rupees loan actually. Not exactly. The enhanced loan will come to him. The scale of finance keep on increasing for him. So he will be getting the next loan immediately. So his cash flow will not be affected. But the government will pay him over a period of 5 years at 20% rate. This is a suggestion, not a scheme. Okay, when you are writing, you have to be a little careful. This is only suggestion of Andhra Bank CMD. They have given a clarity, that's what I understand. Okay. Government has re-represented the case. To the extent I understand, RBI is not likely to consider it favorably. Clarification on my results, you can ask me some questions. 11,200 crores is a budgetary allocation. We will get a portion of it, depending upon the formula which the government is adopting. Once it is known, we will go and raise the remaining capital either by way of a tier 1 capital, which Bank of India is raising today, otherwise by way of a follow-on public offer or rights issue or QIP. 800 crores for the current year. As of now, it may vary depending upon the developments. No need for going for any further issues. Can you give me the farmers' numbers? I have seen the numbers. How many farmers are involved in this loan waiver? Not 89 lakhs. 18 lakhs is it? Number of accounts. Okay. Setting aside this loan waiver related problems, otherwise you look at it, last year we have recovered for the entire year about 300 crores of rupees. Recovery in the NPA was only 300 crores. During the current year, first quarter alone, we have recovered more than 1,000 crores so far. So recovery performance wise, the bank has done extremely well. Only the fresh slippages, both in the corporate segment as well as in the MSME, apart from the loan waiver, has pulled down our results. We are hopeful that this loan waiver will get resolved at least in this quarter. I am told that the government is likely to come out with clear guidelines in the next 2-3 days. Like what is happening in the self-help groups which are coming voluntarily and paying the money, I think the farmers will also come forward and pay the loan to protect their credit history. So if that happens, probably next quarter should be. MSME as NP has increased mainly because of Andhra Pradesh. This credit culture is spoiled. Okay, so everywhere that repayment is becoming a challenge for us. Today, I should not talk it in Andhra headquarters, but yet I have to say that we are trying to reduce the concentration risk in the Andhra Pradesh today. We are trying to expand MSME in other than Andhra Pradesh. Because putting all the eggs in Andhra Pradesh, we paid a very heavy price. That's what we feel. 90% of our agricultural advances have come only from Andhra Pradesh. Today, both the governments taking a view on these agricultural loans. Andhra Bank is in a very difficult situation. Today, we are trying to diversify our business in such a way that much of concentration risk will not affect our business in the days to come. So last 10 days I was traveling across the country. There is only one state where I am hearing a lot of new investments coming up is in Gujarat. A lot of new proposals have come up only from Gujarat for setting up of new factories. Maruti is setting up a new factory there. Hero is setting up a factory. Hero Honda is setting up a factory. Lot of auto ancillaries are coming around Gujarat. So Gujarat seems to have revived much earlier than the other parts of the state. Andhra Pradesh should revive for the simple reason we are providing lot of concessions in both the states. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana has provided lot of concessions. And probably government is also bogged down with this loan waiver scheme to a large extent. Once this problem is sorted out, I think our focus will be on inviting the corporates to invest in this part of the country. We are not cautious in the industrial investments. Okay, I am cautious on the power. I am cautious on the steel and steel industry because problems are not sorted out yet. I am cautious on the infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure road sector has already revived because of the policy changes in the central government level. Road people are okay. Other infrastructure sectors, particularly contractors, are not paid by the governments, both the state governments and the central governments. So they have problem. So I am not keen on taking additional exposure on infrastructure, power and steel. Other areas we were open to the idea.
NIM for full
We
year,
have
sir?
projected 16% in the beginning and we are in line with it even today. The first quarter normally it doesn't happen. The first quarter also growth has happened to the extent of 16%. If the economy revives and good signs are coming up, we may go up to 20%. 16% is guaranteed at this level. At this level, 16% seems to be definite possibility. It may go up to 20% depending. NIM 3% is our target, still we pursue that. We are committed for 900 crores of net profit. We are still pursuing it. We think that it is possible provided we come out of this problem. So it has come from mainly from oil industry where there was a major account where we have lent and that account has repaid substantial amounts. Okay. Apart from that, it has come across the board. And the one thing what happened because of this revised sentiment, people are trying to settle the old accounts and try to start something new. Okay. So they are also, lot of compromise proposals are coming. They are trying to settle it. And we have also even done some concessions for the people who come forward for a settlement. So generally the sentiment seems to have revived. And as I said, they are willing to sell the assets today. And earlier, even if I put for auction, there are nobody who is coming for buying the assets. Today, there are buyers for the assets. So overall, the recovery is improving. I am confident that going forward, it will be much better. 1,300 crores is the recovery target originally fixed, and 1,000 crores was expected in the first year because that would major account we expected in the first quarter. But going by the trends today, I can upwardly revise it up to 1,500 crores for the current year. Canara Bank has said that they are ready for a one-time settlement. It is not offered or it is not concluded. Deccan Chronicle has not said that they will go for a one-time settlement. One-time settlement, both the parties should be willing to settle it. Unlike other banks in the Deccan Chronicle where there is a consortium and they have become members of the consortium, Andhra Bank lending is against specific assets. I have two assets in Bangalore and Chennai which are worth the loan which I have given. So I am also willing for a one-time settlement provided the Deccan Chronicle comes forward for a one-time settlement and go ask for a reasonable haircut on that. Considering what is the value of the portfolio is almost stable. If you look at it, it started at 10,000 odd crores, ended at 10,000 odd crores. The only bad feature is about 500 crores have slipped in the restructured portfolio into the NPA. But that is bound to happen going forward also.